As you begin collecting fountain pens, you may quickly discover that storage options is becoming a necessity. And I'm often asked what storage solutions I use, so I'm going to review those in this video today. Scattered throughout this video, you are going to see pens that I have yet to review. So if there is one that interests you, please mention it in the comments below, and I'll try to prioritize that in future videos. The first pen storage option that I have here is my most stationary option, and that is a 5-pen wooden tray that I purchased from Etsy. This one you often see on this channel to compare different pens side by side and also to hold the different components of pens as I disassemble them. I tend to keep this tray on my desk, and I have it with inked up pens that I'm using on a regular basis as I prepare for an upcoming review. Right now on this tray I have a vintage Pilot Elite, which is a pocket pen, and this one has a checkerboard pattern with an 18 karat gold fine nib. Then we also have a Lamy 2000, which I have with a fine nib as well. A Sailor Riallo, which is the only piston filling fountain pen that Sailor makes. I have this one with a 21 karat hard broad. And then I have a vintage Waterman lever filler. This one I believe dates back to the 1920s. It's currently in the process of being restored, and it does have a 14 karat gold nib with a little bit of spring to it. And then lastly, I have the Pilot Volex, which is a cousin of the Pilot Mew, and this one has a stainless steel fine nib. Next up, we're going to take a look at a larger storage option, which I keep on the side of my desk. This next storage solution, as I mentioned, I keep this on the side of my desk. It's a 3-drawer desk organizer by a company called RHCSZ. I have toyed with the idea of getting pen cases, but I kind of prefer a more mid-century modern theme, and this one really spoke to me with its nice fabric exterior and wooden facade. If I open it up, we can see that it has a felt-lined drawer, and unfortunately there is no organization to it, so you quickly find out that you do need to have some sort of insert in order to keep your pen secure. While I have this drawer open, we do have 2 pens here. This is a Noodler triple tail pen, which uses a draw filling cartridge, and it features a 3-tie nib that allows you to get a lot of flex. And then the other pen that I have in this drawer is a Lamy Logo, which is a slim pen with a very nice functional spring clip, and it features the Lamy stainless steel. I think I have this one in a fine nib. So in terms of inserts, I did dabble with using pen trays, but I found that they didn't quite utilize this space very effectively. And what I ended up landing on is this insert, which is from Gear Wrench. It's called a trap mat, and it's actually used to hold and secure tools in tool drawers. There is a little bit of an interesting story behind this design. It actually was inspired by egg cartons, which a military veteran was using to help organize his tools. So I bought a couple of these and cut them to shape, and now I have them lined up inside this drawer. And as I mentioned, there are 2 drawers as well. So let's switch over to an overhead view and we'll go over the pens that are in these drawers. In this first drawer, I have a collection of fairly high-end pens. I have a Peniter Avatar Twin Tank Touchdown, which I recently reviewed, and it has a stainless steel medium nib. A Visconti Mirage Mythos, which has a Schmidt-made medium nib. and that's also stainless steel. A Schaefer Stylist, which has a 14 karat gold tubular nib. I believe this one is a medium as well. A Pilot Custom 823. I've featured this in a few videos in the past, and it currently has a 14 karat gold soft fine medium. Next is a Pilot Custom 74, and this one has a soft medium, 14 karat gold nib. A Pilot E95S in red with a 14 karat gold medium nib, and that's an inlaid nib. That one also has been featured quite a bit on this channel. A Twisby Vac Mini, which has a broad stainless steel nib. Another vintage pen. This is a Schaefer Triumph pen, which has a tubular nib, and it is actually a vacuum filling pen. This is one I'm excited to review pretty soon here. And then we have the Lamy 59, which is the stainless steel version of the CP1, and it is the predecessor to that. This one has a stainless steel, I believe it's a fine nib, but it's not marked. And then a calligraphy pen. This is a Pilot Parallel with a 2.4 millimeter stub that has a stainless steel nib, and it's a unique nib. This is something that I tend to use for holiday cards, so let me know if you're interested in seeing those. And to show how effectively this mat uses space, I also have another section here that I can store more pens. Here is a Pilot Firmo, which has an 18 karat gold medium nib. And then we'll go down one more drawer. This one is my currently inked Chinese-made pens. I have the Jinhao 80 in green, and here I've swapped in a Lamy 14 karat gold medium nib. A Wingsung 630, as I mentioned in my review, this is my favorite steel nib. It's not marked with a size, but it's often noted as a 0.5 to 0.8 nib. My Wingsung 601 in red. I've had this pen inked up since I got it over 6 years ago, and it has ox blood in it. It has been an incredibly reliable pen. I have left this for multiple months. I uncap it and it still writes first time, which is really an amazing workhorse of a pen. Then I have another Wingsung 601. This is the Flighter, which has a section that I swapped out. The normal version has a black plastic section, and I swapped in this steel section that matches the rest of the pen body. And then I have a Wingsung 699. I don't use this pen very much, but it currently has my only sample of Iroshizuku Takasumi in it. So I do kind of keep this as just basically a vial to hold that. And it does have a Wingsung medium nib on it, which is stainless steel. And then we have a Pen BBS 471. This is a very small pocket pen that's eyedropperable, and it has a rollerball attachment at the moment. And then my most recent everyday carry, Moonman TI 200, which has a stainless steel fine nib. It's also interesting to note, because of the design of this insert, you can actually also store your pens at a diagonal. So you can see you actually can really stuff a lot of pens inside a fairly small space with these inserts. Personally, I prefer how they're presented when they're vertical though. So that's my desktop organizer. I also love the fact that it has this fabric top that's a hard shell top. I am able to put other objects on top of this, and if I really wanted to, I could stack another one on top if I wanted a 6-drawer organizer. Up next, I have a portfolio that holds 48 pens. You may see a lot of people bring these around to pen meetups and pen shows. Personally, I use this for long-term storage and keeping pens that are empty of ink. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly, but you can see that there is a divider separating 24 pens, and each pen is held in place with these little elastic loops. Up top, we have the Moonman A1, then we have a Jinhao 82, a Jinhao 80. This one I purchased because I really enjoyed the way that the green one performed with the Lamy 14 karat gold nib. However, unfortunately, this one came with a broken clip, and I have heard of a few people having that be an issue. Luckily, the person that sold this to me offered me a full refund, so I may try and take this one apart and see if I can fix it. Then we have a Jinhao X159, a Hongdian A3, a Pen BBS 500, which is a spring pump filler, a Pen BBS 369, which is a double reservoir 2-nib pen, very unique pen, a Jinhao 82, this one has the glass nib, a Pen BBS 355, which is a bulk filler, a Mahjong N8, which has the glass nib and also can be swapped in with a stainless steel nib. 2 Wingsung 699s. These are both vacuum filling fountain pens and basically copies of the Pilot Custom 823. A Pen BBS 487, which is a magnetic activated piston filler. A Mahjong T6. A Yarin, I don't recall the number offhand, I'll try and post that on the screen, and then a Moonman TI 500. And on the other side, I have more upscale pens. The first one isn't that upscale though, it's a Pilot Parallel with a wider nib. This has a 3.5 millimeter nib. A Traveler's Pocket Pen, a Pilot Mew, a Muji Fountain Pen, a Pilot Vanishing Point, a Pilot Elite, a Vintage Elite, a Platinum Pocket Pen, a Parker 50 Falcon, 3 Parker 45s in red, blue, and Flighter, a Schaefer Targa, a Lamy Safari in terracotta, a Lamy CP1, a Lamy Studio in stainless steel, and a Mont Blanc 220. So that's one of my more portable options. I don't personally take this with me very often. It's more so, again, for long-term storage. But next, I'm going to take a look at my most portable option, which is a 3-pen pouch. Here we have a genuine leather 3-pen pouch, and I take this one with me on road trips as well as plane trips. It's a nice durable construction. It's rigid, but also has a very nice feel. It has a rustic finish that I don't mind scuffing up. I think that it adds some character, so it makes for a very good travel companion. It is secured with a magnet, and inside it has a tray that pulls out with 3 divisions. Currently I have 2 pens in there, but this also has a fairly rigid structure, and it's lined with a type of felt, so it feels like it's going to keep these pens nice and secure and not get scratched up. Inside I currently have 2 pens. This is a Schaefer Lifetime, which is very similar to the Schaefer Triumph. And it has an inlaid nib. This is a medium 14 karat gold nib. And then I also have a pocket pen. This is a Kaweco Sport in brass, and I've come to really enjoy this pen. I'm looking forward to making the review for it. I have it with a very nice and juicy broad stainless steel nib. So I hope you found this overview informative of my different storage options. I think there's a huge variety out there, and it really depends on what your need is in terms of how many pens you want to hold and how portable you want that storage option to be, as well as where you want to place it. If you want to place it on a desktop or in a drawer somewhere, that really depends on you. So that just leaves me to say, thank you for watching.